ஹலோ, யாரு? தன்ராஜா? நான் தான் ராமசாமி பேசுறேன்.
Hello, welcome to Vanga Peslam. Today my guest is my niece Varshini. Hi Varshini.
Hi.
So today we're going to recap season 3 of the hit HBO show Succession. Okay. So what are your first thoughts after you saw the finale?
Oh my God. I'm still recovering from watching that show. I feel like there was so much build up to how things were going to happen, and it was nothing like I don't think anybody had expected.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was really amazing. At the end of that, I just clapped actually. When I saw Tom come through the door, I just clapped. Oh,
I was like,
oh my God. Oh my God. That was amazing. That was amazing. So the main thing before the finale was that Kendall died at the end of season, episode 8. He died. Did you believe that?
I did not. I mean,
Why?
I didn't think that they would kill him off. But like we have seen him do pretty dodgy things in the past, so I thought it would be much worse than him just like coming back in the next scene like nothing happened. But I didn't think they would kill him off. No,
because the reason was that there was a huge New Yorker profile about Jeremy Strong, and there somebody had said a lot of stuff about it, right? A lot of how
I read that
he's kind of crazy. He's kind of crazy, and all those things. He's kind of, but it was amazing though. It's amazing to go to watch his process.
I read that New Yorker article, amazing. And I think like he is someone who's like, I think he always knew he wanted to be an actor. I think he was like, he's in that mind frame all the time. And I think that's just his like way, his like method. So I know everyone came off like so strongly about him, taking his role too seriously or anything like that. But I mean, whatever works for him. I mean, we are so entertained by that. So why not?
I mean, at the end of the day, the performance is amazing, right? That
Exactly.
scene where he breaks down, oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Every part of that finale
that's amazing.
Was amazing.
That's amazing. So, were you happy at the end, or like, oh man, or what was your reaction?
I don't know, Mama, you also tell me what you think about this, but throughout the season, like, who were you rooting for? Because I was just like, whose side do you want to take? Like, who is a good person?
Actually,
who going to like come out on top? And every time after every episode I'll be like, okay, maybe this person, maybe that person, but then I think at the end of the day, it brought out their like biggest fears or their biggest like what shaped their entire character, and every part of that came through, which is what made it like it's hard to say, like this is how I wanted it to be. This is how I think things should have happened, because I think there was a full circle for everybody's character.
Everybody.
What was happening in its own way. It was just like, oh God, like it shouldn't have been this way, but how else could it have been? It all just led up.
What do you say? Like, this makes sense now. This makes sense for the future.
It just makes sense. Yeah,
right? It makes sense, perfect sense for the future. Now the kids are together. They want to fight against the dad. We don't know what's going to happen with the Gojo duel and everything. But I mean, in terms of rooting, I didn't have like anybody. But after, I don't know whether it's episode 5 or 6, where Kendall meets Tom at a restaurant. Right? He asks him to come and meet him, and then he talks about him. And then by the time Tom is leaving, he just takes some pictures, and then like Kendall laughs. Seriously? Really? You want to take pictures of me? At that time, I felt really bad for Tom, because I thought he's going to go to prison, and I was really like rooting for him. And everybody's saying the dialogue he says, right? I mean, I've seen you get fucked many times, but Logan never gets fucked,
Yeah.
that
I think there's a lot of foreshadowing about what was going to happen.
Exactly.
Like through, especially for Tom, like I think the guy who plays Tom, he's like
amazing. He's amazing.
Because out of that context, like out of that family's dynamic, Tom would be looked at as like a, like an alpha male white dude, like on top of the, like can get what he wants kind of a person. But in that dynamic,
he's a nobody.
And which is why, like at the end, for him to like switch and say, amazing, like it's very, I'm one of you guys. I will do what it takes. nailed it. He nailed it.
Nailed it. But again, see,
Anybody was rooting for it's Tom.
Yeah, like that's why like Tom loves Greg too, right? Their friendship is amazing. One of the best, amazing friendship, and that's why Tom loves Greg, because he knows he's also an outsider. He's going through all this stuff. That's they have some amazing moments. Tom and Greg, they have some amazing moments.
I think the parts where Greg comes makes me very anxious, because I'm just like, oh my god, they're going to frame him. They're going to do something bad to him. But he somehow like wiggles out of it, and
he's on top right now. He's on top, right? He's like yeah. See, the amazing thing is that the Tom and Greg, right, on season 2, there is one of the greatest exchange between them is when like the Greg goes and tells Tom, hey, remember those papers like you asked me to shred? I have some of these with me. And like Tom, like, are you like blackmailing me? You're like, maybe. And they're both like laughing. And like Tom is so proud of Greg for doing this, but he's also mad at him. That is amazing. So that's a friendship. But there's amazing dialogue, right? Who has ever taken care of you in this family? That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
amazing.
True.
I mean, it's true. Everyone's just taking care of themselves, and Tom sees that, and I think Greg sees that too. He just wants to be on the winning side, and he doesn't know. And Tom's like, you don't need a soul. Why do you need a soul? Just make a deal with the devil. I knew something was coming when that scene happened. I was like, oh my God,
even then I didn't think about it. I really thought like the dad was going to, because the dad has already won like 2 times, right? Season 1 he won, season 2 he won. Season 3 he's saying, I won. I have you beat. That was a very horrible scene for the kids, actually.
Oh my God. I think I felt worse for Roman, because Shiv is actually really strong, and Kendall.
The character is a very mean character, but the lady who plays her, she's amazing. Sarah Snook is ridiculously amazing. I mean, everybody.
Every face expression is she's like nailed it.
Same thing with Roman too, right? The moment he like sends the picture to his dad, the famous picture to his dad, he just crumbles in the meeting room. That's amazing. Same thing
Sometimes
too.
I think this is how I feel. I feel like that's Kieran's real personality. I don't think they like write anything for him. He's just like, here's a scene, do what you can, and he's just like the whole character. He's completely that character.
I mean, same thing too. Like when they like meet Logan at the villa or whatever, and then like Kieran's telling Dad, I think there's the 3 of us. We feel we should, and he's so afraid to talk to him, but still he's just trying to build up the courage to stood up to his dad. That's amazing. And then he's like, love.
What about love?
He's like, love. Are you kidding me? That was the dad guy is absolutely ridiculous.
Amazing. I feel like they're all there, like this. We always see like the actor as the character, but here I see like the characters as the actors. They're so in that role.
No, in every show, there is always like one person you hate, their acting or whatever. Here, almost everybody's at the top of the game. It's like having like Tendulkar, Ponting, Kohli, Dhoni, everybody in one team. Oh my, everybody's amazing in that show, right?
Yeah.
So Roman, see, in the article, like Jeremy Strong has said, when he first read the script, he wanted to do the Roman character because he thought that's the best character,
Yeah.
So that
it's a bit like a lost puppy character, but at the same time, like he doesn't trust his instincts, even though he has good instincts, because he's got that like inferiority complex with like his parent. Yeah. Such a well-written character. I'm sure like that's like it could be like a real person, like definitely.
I don't know how it would have been if Jeremy Strong had played that role. That would have been like a very, very interesting to see. I don't know how that would have been.
I mean, right? That's because I think we see Jeremy Strong as that like angry, brooding
I mean, like
person now.
Based on his method, he would have turned to Roman, right? He would have turned to Roman character.
Yeah, he might have.
Yeah, that would have been.
Although I really do think Kieran was made for that role.
He's made it. I don't think like anybody could even do small justice to remotely justice to that role. I mean,
yeah.
So like, what do you think about whole this Ken arc this season? It was kind of so sad. I felt really sad for him. Every episode he got beat. That TV show he goes, Shiv puts a nasty letter about him. Even then, like Roman is standing up, but I'm not going to sign this. This is but Ken went to a lot of lows, right? I don't think he ever had a victory in this entire season. The only victory I would say is at least he just like came out of this the killing the kid thing. So now at least it's out of his mouth and everything.
Got off his chest.
Got off his chest.
Yeah.
That was
I
amazing.
think for him, yeah, I don't think he was ever going to win any part of this. Like at the end of season 2, I think at the end of season 2, maybe, him like going out in the media and talking, like, like bringing everything out. That might have been the only time like Logan might not have slightly won. Even so, I don't think there was any.
Even then, like Logan smiles at the end of the season 2. Logan smiles because he's happy that Sam became a killer right now, but he knows he's going to win anyway, right?
Yeah, and so I don't think there's any part of this like entire season anyone thought Ken was going to win, because he is a little like, like what do you call? He's a little bit more like he's edgy, and he's a addict. You can't predict what he's going to do. He hires like the best lawyer and fires her because like so. When things like that happen, it's on character, like on line with what someone like that would do. So I did not think Ken was going to win. It was just how bad was he going to lose? That was the only thing.
Yeah, that was that one. Even so, the only time I think Logan lost would have been like when Logan has to skip the country and stay in a hotel in some Switzerland or somewhere. That's the only time even Logan was scared. Even he was scared at the only time. Apart from that, I mean that scene, the dinner scene between Logan and Ken, right? That's a very powerful scene. He just gives the food. He calls his kid, "Hey kiddo, come and taste this."
Oh my God. He thought he was going to be poisoned. Oh my God.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
These people are crazy.
No, it shows how Logan has zero patience for people with all these things. I don't have time for your feelings. I don't have time for your bullshit. The moment until that time, Roman is coming up and up and up. The moment that they see the picture, he's done. That's it. Roman is done.
Yeah.
Roman cannot be a CEO or anything in the company. Roman is done.
That's the thing though. Like at some point, like Logan's going to, I don't know how the show's going to go, but Logan's going to die and someone was going to take his role. Wouldn't it have been, theoretically speaking, there would be no show if that had happened. But if he had appointed somebody and like groomed that person to take over and, like actually made the effort to say, all three of you are in the same playing field. Whoever does better, gets the role, whatever. I feel like the company is much worse now because he didn't do that. But he's so all up in winning that he's not even seeing how bad the company has gotten from when they first started this whole succession conversation. Things have gotten so much worse for Waystar, Royco. When Logan could have just been like, okay, you know what? I'm old. I've had a stroke. I cannot even say words anymore. I should hand this over. Whoever proves worthy takes it. But they didn't do that. Logan still wants to be winning. Like every day at the age of like 90, he still wants to be winning.
No, but I think like people are saying that the Madsen guy, I think he's going to take over the company, because the reason that Logan accepted is because he saw Madsen in him. Actually, the moment he saw him, okay, if I was in that position, that's exactly the same deal that like I would have done. People are trying to take him over. He just now he's doing the reverse now. He wants to take you over, right? So that's why like
he could have done that too in the very beginning, right? He could have just been like, none of you are worthy. Please get your own job. I'm just going to take this company, make it, like publicly.
No, but again, he could have done, but there are like so many issues, right? First, the cruise scandal, then like Kendall went to the media, then whole thing blew up. So he was just trying to put out a lot of fires, right? Even then he says it's going to be Shiv, right? At the beginning of season 2, he said it's Shiv. She messes up, right? In the huge dinner, she said, "Dad, come on, Dad, tell me. I tell them it's me." And then he didn't like that. So the Shiv is done. That's it. That's all it takes.
Who in the beginning, who would you have wanted it to be?
I think Kendall is the right choice. Even though he's kind of a crazy guy, I think Kendall is the right choice because Roman, he's so weak. I think even though he's kind of does a lot of stuff, he still think he's weak. There's sending like the pictures to Jerry and all those. That's all weird stuff, right? I mean, Kendall, if you think of, he's the kind of the normal one. He just does drugs and that's it.
Yeah,
that's all he does.
Exactly. At the end, Kendall looks like the normal one. I could not believe it. Like his thinking, like even when he gives advice and when he talks business, he always talks sense for some reason.
Exactly.
And that's when Kendall looks like he knows what he's talking about, and he would have obviously been the right choice.
Yeah, Shiv, I don't think Shiv. I think like she had a lot of issues. I mean, that scene with the mom, and the mom says, "Man, I should have had dogs instead of kids." That was like, oh my
I mean,
god,
that's sad for like any child to hear, I feel like,
that
but
was so sad.
yeah. But Shiv is just not, I feel like a lot of things like Shiv takes the wrong decision.
Wrong
Like
decision.
just she lets her her like strength, which is like her ability to like shut out emotions and do things. She takes the wrong decision at times like that. And then it
Yeah.
just
I
comes
mean,
back
and
to
also
bite
like
her.
like Shiv kept on like putting down Tom from the beginning, right? And finally, just it all came to a point, and Tom said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to go with your dad. Sorry, that's it."
Yeah. Oh, that marriage was doomed from like the very
From the very
beginning.
beginning, very beginning. Yeah.
From I don't know how like he obviously just did it because he wanted to be a part of the family or whatever. Because I think the show starts with like them as the very first scene too, right?
Yeah.
So from the very beginning, it was just like a power game where she's
Power game.
always
Yeah.
more powerful and he's like a nothing in that family. Um,
Yeah, no, that's
it
why like she
came full
wants it, right?
circle.
Because like she has power in the relationship, right? Even if she get married,
Yeah,
she still has all the power. But now it's like it's a completely reverse.
I think she's
So
going to come back
yeah,
like full force.
I don't know. See, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see how it goes. And so, what do you think? The season 4 starts within 5 minutes of the season, or it's going to be like 5 minutes after whatever took place?
Oh, it'll be really interesting if it's like a couple of months after and everyone's like figuring out like where they want to be. I feel like one of them will be like, fine, just let me out of this. I don't care anymore. Someone will be like, no, I'm like digging into it. And then one person will go convince the other person, like, we have to go back and fight Dad. I feel like that's literally how it'll go.
That'll be interesting to
It'll
see
be
how it
interesting
goes.
that way.
So now you are a business major, right? Let me ask you this. So what does it mean for these 3 kids right now? Do they have like no money, or they have money but they have like no role in the company? So what does it mean right now?
So from what I understand, I think they'll still. So they had the power to vote because of their mother had given them the power to
Which is
vote.
gone now. Which is gone.
So the power to vote, so they won't have any voting rights in the company anymore. But they will have money because money is usually put in like a trust fund, right? Like it's usually like separate from, which is why like Greg and people like that will still inherit the money. So they'll still be like rich. They'll still have their share of the money, whatever that has already been allocated to them. Like they would have gotten it when they were 18. So that part of theirs will still, but I think voting, if you don't have the voting rights, you don't have any role in the company.
So basically,
Which means you're
there's no
literally not
job.
even a part of the family. Like you're
Family.
not part of the business anymore in any power, in any like level.
So basically, like they won't have any job per se, but they'll have all the perks and all the stuff and everything. Yeah.
They'll still just have their money. I think that's all it'll come down to.
At the end of the day, like, that's what like Kendall wanted, right? Hey, give me my 2 billion. I'll be out of your way. But like
he did say that. He did say that. He was just like, I'll literally never see you guys again. Just give me my money. But no, Logan was like, I can't give you that also. Like I get 5 billion now, none for you.
That's crazy. That's really crazy. I mean, even the season finale, the whole thing, the changing in like Logan's face, but like Matson is saying all these stuff, he's just like calculating everything, and then Roman is, hey, Dad, Dad, and he's like, okay, fine. I think I know what he's doing. It's good. Okay, that's amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah, I think like Logan's character is the only character that's been like exactly the same from the very beginning to now. There's no change in the character. Everybody else has just been like having a tough time, like finding their space within this whole company. Sometimes I feel like you remember that scene when they're all visiting Kendall and Logan sends them donuts. You can see each of their faces just like crumble. And it was donuts.
That's amazing. I mean, he's a very smart. I mean, all he's saying is it's a good deal. That's all there is to it. It's a good deal. That's a good deal. It makes sense to me. I'm going to take it. So what's the big deal about it, right? Why are you bringing love? Why are you bringing all this crap into this? It's just a good deal.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's do it and move on.
He's like that billionaire who's like, the business comes first, like, like how whatever happens, it's the business before anybody else's benefit. It's going to be the business's benefit. Which I think is true to like most
everybody. True to anything. Yeah. Again, so what do you thought about Connor this season?
Connor.
Poor guy.
I feel like Connor is a little bit of an idiot.
He's an idiot, but he wanted to be president too. That was amazing.
He wanted to be president. He wants to impress the girl. In the end, he's like, give me some part in the company. I'll be in Europe or something, or they're like, take care of the resort. I feel like the best thing for Connor to do right now would just be like, these three have their problems. I'm going to leave them to sort it out. Yes. I have whatever love and affection that my dad has remaining for me. I'm just going to hold on to that and just be just the way I am, quiet, update in the I think that's the best route for him to be. But obviously, he sees that his three siblings are like taking power roles, and he wants that too. Like, he's learning from them, even though he was supposed to be like the dad of the three of them.
Eldest, yeah.
They all look at him as like a father figure, like more so than Logan, but he doesn't have what it takes to make the power moves that the three other siblings would.
I don't think like he was ever interested to. He wanted to do his own thing. He wanted to do
just
his
because how much drama is going on, he's like, maybe I should be a part of this. But in reality, he's not meant for this life at all.
I think, he just like falls in love with the call girl basically, and then she said, finally she says, "Yeah, fuck it, let's do it, come on." And he's so happy. And
but
there's an amazing
I can't tell whether that girl is actually smart or not either.
I don't know. We'll see what happens with her.
Yeah, because I feel like she's still like, she's just like, okay, he's rich. I know he's rich. I'll be taken care of like my whole life. Whatever, I can do whatever I want. I can write a shitty play, whatever. She's also like that, but at the same time, she's not doing anything to like improve their lives.
Nothing.
She's just
I don't know, like the Willow character is kind of, there's an amazing scene where like the Connor says, I'm the eldest. Don't forget that I'm the eldest.
Yeah, but those are just words, because I feel like he doesn't know what it means to be the eldest. He doesn't have what Shiv has as the youngest. Yeah. He doesn't have it. So I feel like those are just words coming out of his mouth. He doesn't know what it's worth.
Yeah, there are like a lot of amazing moments in the season where like there's a episode where they choose the president. Remember the hotel home? That's ridiculous. That's absolutely nuts. Actually. And then that's where the coolie says, so what about Connor? Can he be president? And then Connor is like, like Greg is like, no, I'm not going to vote for this guy.
I would say, as a citizen,
I don't want to do it.
But it really comes to, even though it looks like a family drama, I think there are parts of Succession where they really show how the super rich, the 0.001% of the society, how they live, what they do, just their lives, like they decide who the president is, and they have birthday parties in like huge spaces, and they do ridiculous things. They run for president if they want to.
Yeah, this whole deal that they're talking about between Lavey Star and Gojo is like similar to what like Rupert Murdoch did with the Disney, I believe. Like he had like a $70 billion deal with Disney, and he sold off some of his assets to Disney, a lot of things. So the same kind of thing, which is because he's the same thing. It makes sense. This deal makes sense to us. We're gonna do it. So that's all there is.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. That's how businessmen are. It's sad to see the consequence of everybody's life because of how they put their business first.
Yeah, it's a great show. People are comparing the season finale to the Red Wedding in like Game of Thrones.
Yes, 100% exactly like the Red Wedding. Nobody came out winners. It's just sad to see what happened. Yeah.
But I mean, again, I'm saying that the performance, everybody, I mean, any random character, you can never say, oh, yeah, that guy is acting, I don't like his acting, I hate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. And you cannot
I
find a
think
show
it's
like
what
that.
makes the show so good, because it's otherwise it's just a very simple story, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's not much going on. It's just their like day-to-day life, and this kind of thing happens everywhere. Like as simple as like Gossip Girl has the same problems as them. So when you see things like that, it just comes down to like performance and like the intensity of the scenes, like the good writing. That's what makes Succession like so much better than any other show like we watch now.
Yeah, the other thing is that there is no like overacting here. Nobody is overdoing stuff, right? I mean, there's the
Right.
Tom character. He has probably what, maybe like 20 dialogues in the entire scene, maybe, but his facial expressions, his body language, it's amazing. You can see it's just slowly resenting her,
Yeah, that
building
scene
her.
where he comes and like he breaks things in that room.
That's
He
amazing.
was like fully in there.
Fully there. And then she goes to the restaurant and then she starts ordering food out of the double pancake and the banana bun, this and that. And like Kendall is like, what is he doing? That's
I
really
think it's if that coming back to like how they wrote about Jeremy Strong, if that works, like if that method works to give a good performance, man, like that actually is a big deal. Like
it's a very big deal.
it's a good thing. I don't know why everyone talked about it like as because the New Yorker wrote it in
I
such
know.
a like
I mean,
a
I still don't think it came off as a negative way, but some people are just honest. I mean, like the guy who plays the dad, he's saying, "Hey, man, I'm just worried for him. He's just taking
yeah
it too seriously. I'm just like
yeah
worried for him. You know." I
yeah
mean, on the same article, there's a very famous line. Dustin Hoffman apparently he went on a 2-day drinking binge because his character is supposed to play an alcoholic, and then the guy is his partner. Hey man, I mean, have dared of acting. Why are you doing all these things? Just act. What's the problem?
yeah. I read yes, you're right. It's just like it's called acting. Just do it
Acting. Why?
without like the real life. It's true.
That's
It's
crazy.
true.
Oh, it's
Yeah. I
crazy.
mean, that's what like I after I read that that line like also resonated with me, and I would be like, like to what extent would you go would to say
Exactly.
that like
Exactly.
this is how much I like? Do you have to actually be drinking on set to
Drinking
be an
or
alcoholic?
what if like somebody like Dexter? He's not a like
Yeah, like let me murder
kill. Yeah,
somebody
exactly. He's not
so
murdering.
I can be more convincing. I feel like that's the thing. I mean, obviously, like, what do I know about acting? But you, if I were in like their place, right? The only thing I would like to like do in real is things that I have not experienced for myself at all.
Yeah, probably.
Like if I had to ride a horse and make it convincing in the scene, and I've never ridden a horse,
Yeah,
then I would go ride a horse.
exactly. No, this one I
But
was thinking.
yeah, but that's
No,
kind of what I'm saying. Like, why would you go recreate like a feeling that you already know when you can go off of your experience? It's hard to believe Jeremy wouldn't have gone through anything where he can't like pull from for this character.
see, but the other point is also like he's playing against like a lot of high performing actors, right? So he wants to raise his level. Maybe like that's how he does. For the others, it
Yeah,
just comes naturally for him. He has to make all this stuff to maybe. I think that's what it is. That's what it is.
yeah. And even from that article, it shows how much he looked up to Daniel Day-Lewis, and he was
yeah,
doing
yeah.
exactly like how his
Whatever.
mentor was doing.
Yeah.
Which in a way is just like a transparent. It's transparent. He's like, this is how I learned it, and this is how I'm gonna do it.
I mean, especially that scene, like in the dirt with Shiv, Kendall, and Roma, and they're talking. All three of them are just like performing the shit out of it, right? They are. I mean, Roman is making jokes, making all these things, trying to calm him down. Shiv is on the phone, trying to pass. I mean, they're just like, oh my goodness, that performance is
That
amazing. That is
scene,
amazing.
I think people will analyze that scene for years to come about like the little things that they did, like how they moved, like what like their reactions were. I think people will analyze that scene so much. There's so much going on there that you have to watch it like a couple of times to just take in how they're all changing so much. In the top level, it's actually a little bit funny to see, like Kendall, like breaking down in front of the two people he had to be so strong in front of, or Rome, like was trying to console him, which is like so against it. Rome's character, he's just like, I don't care, we'll do whatever you want, but he's like, no, it's not that bad. It is, yeah,
He's trying to make all
it
this.
actually sounds like, and yeah, in a high level, it just looks funny, but there's so much depth to that scene.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's I mean, just like I said, at the end of this show, the end of the last scene, I just clapping when I saw Tom. I mean, that's how much I was fully invested in. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. That is really, really amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
So finally, so who is your favorite character of the show?
My favorite character, it keeps changing, but I think I went away with this season. I think Tom is my favorite
Tom is a
character.
favorite character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really changed things up for himself.
Yeah, I like Tom too. Tom is great. I mean, I really hope the season 4 shows the real coming out of Tom, because the entire 3 seasons he's been like in the background, just doing small stuff like that guy. And with all this, like the character is like so memorable is because of that guy who plays Tom.
Actor.
Oh,
Yeah.
that guy's amazing. And I never seen him anywhere. Apparently, he played in a movie with Pride and Prejudice. I have to watch.
Yeah, he was in Pride and Prejudice. I've never
Just
seen
saw
him
one
in
small
anything
spot.
else
Yeah,
either.
even Sarah Snook too. Apparently, like she was in that Steve Jobs movie.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
I had no idea she was in that. Then I was there, but I was, oh wow, she looks completely different in that show.
I only knew Kieran.
Even I know
didn't know
Jeremy
anybody
Strong.
else.
He was in a couple of movies, even though he wasn't that memorable.
Yeah.
He was in a couple of movies.
Yeah.
Alan Rugby. We all know he's a famous guy, but the dad is also.
I've seen him, but I don't think I've watched a lot of his work.
Yeah.
I think was he? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I've seen him in, but I've definitely seen
There are a lot of, but this one, the casting is what's amazing in this.
amazing.
Casting is amazing.
HB always has these one-off shows that like it's perfect. It's the most perfect creation.
No, I think this show is beyond anything I've seen in terms of acting. Even Game of Thrones, there are people we hate, right? That guy is doing too much acting. Cersei, in some scene you can say, she's overperforming. Here, oh my goodness, no, I can't even say one scene is overdoing it or anything.
Yeah, it's very natural.
Very natural.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for this. So
thank you.
We'll just whenever it comes to Succession, season 4, we can recap that. So let me stop this recording.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you for watching my video. Please hit like and subscribe and keep watching. Thank you very much.